everyone, we will start with the second chapter of software engineering, that is process models. The process model, in this we are going to see the generic process model. So first of all, what is the process model or the process framework? A process framework establishes the foundation for the complete software process by identifying a small number of framework activities that are applicable to all software projects regardless of their size or complexity. In addition, the process framework encompasses a set of umbrella activities that are applicable across the entire software process. So, first of all, the software process consists of the process framework and the umbrella activities. The again umbrella activities you can distribute as a software framework activities. The software framework activities are whatever the engineering action or the software engineering actions you perform to achieve your task. The task sets are the work task, the work product, quality assurance points, and the project milestones. Each framework activities is populated by the set of software engineering actions, a collection of related tasks that produce a major software engineering work product. For example, design is a software engineering actions. Each action is populated with individual work tasks that accomplish some part of the software work implied by the actions. So, what is the process? A process defines who is doing what, when, and how to reach a certain goal. In the generic process model, there are some process flow. The process flows are suppose the communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. We will see one by one. These are also called as a process framework activities. First one is the communication. This framework activities involves heavy communication and collaboration with the customer and encompasses requirement gathering and other related activities. The next one phase is the planning phase. These activities establish a plan for the software engineering work that follows. It describes the technical tasks to be conducted, the risks that are likely, the resources that will be required, the work product to be produced, and a work schedule. Next one is a modeling. This activity encompasses the creation of models that allow the developer and the customer to better understand software requirements and the design that will achieve those requirements. Next is the constructions. This activity combines code generation, either manual or automated, and the testing that is required to uncover errors in the code. Last phase is the deployment phase. The software as a complete entity or as a partially completed increment is delivered to the customer, who evaluates the delivered product and produce feedback based on the evaluation. So basically these 5 generic framework activities can be used during the development of small programs, the creation of large web application, and for the engineering of large complex computer based systems. The detail of the software process will be quite different in each phase, but the framework activities remains the same. The detail is depend on your project type. It could be a large scale project or the small scale project. The next one is using an example derived from the generic process framework. The modeling activities encompasses of 2 software engineering actions. First one is analysis and next one is design. Analysis encompasses a set of work tasks, for example, requirement gathering, elaboration, negotiation, specification, and validation, that lead to the creation of analysis models or requirement specification. Design encompasses work tasks such as data design, architectural design, interface design, and component level design that create a design models or a specific design. Next is, so the different project demand different task sets. The software team chooses the task set based on the problem and project characteristics. Again, if we refer the same example or the same figure, then each software engineering action is represented by a number of different task sets, each a collection of software engineering work tasks, related work product, quality assurance point, and project milestone. The task sets that best accommodates the need of the project and the characteristics of the team is chosen. This implies that a software engineering action, for example, design, can be adapted to the specific need of the software project and the characteristics of the project team. So the process flow is the flow between communication, planning, modeling, construction and deployment. You gather the information, you plan, that is your duration, your cost. Next one is modeling, that is you design your software. Next one is the construction, you do the coding for your software, and deployment, that is you hand over your project. This is called as a linear process flow. Next could be the iterative process flow, that is there is a iteration between the communication and the planning, that is again you gather the information from your customer and again you do the planning. There is the multiple time you design your product. After the construction, again you communicate with your customer, that is the your design or your whatever the code is satisfy, implementation is satisfy your with your customer requirements or not. Next one is the evolutionary process flow, that is the flow between again your communication, planning, modeling. Again after the deployment you can communicate, the changes are performed rapidly, and after you achieve the perfect product match with your customer requirement, you hand over it with your end user. Or it could be a parallel process flow, that is after the communication and planning you do the modeling, that is construction, and next one is the deployment. Then identifying the task sets, we will see what is the task sets. A task set defines the actual work to be done to accomplish the objective of the software engineering actions. For example, requirement gathering is an important software engineering action that occurs during the communication activity. The goal of requirement gathering is to understand what various stakeholders want from the software that is to be built. For a small, relatively simple project, the task set for the requirements gathering might look like this. Make a list of the stakeholders for the project. Second one is invite all stakeholders to an informal meeting. Third, ask each stakeholder to make a list of the features and functions. Discuss requirements and build a final list. Fifth one is prioritize the requirements. Sixth one is note areas of the uncertainty. If for a large, more complex software project, a different task sets would be required. It might encompasses the following work tasks, such as make a list of the stakeholders for the project. Second one, interview each stakeholder separately to determine overall wants and needs. Third one is build a preliminary list of functions and features based on stakeholders' input. Fourth one is schedule a series of facility requirements gathering meeting. Fifth one is conduct meeting. Sixth one is produce informal user scenarios as a part of each meeting. Seventh one is define user scenarios based on stakeholder feedback. Eighth one is build a revised list of a stakeholder requirements. Ninth is use quality functions deployment techniques to prioritize the requirement. 10th is package requirements so that they can be delivered incrementally. 11th one is note constraint and restrictions that will be placed on the system. 12th is discuss methods for validating the software. So both of these task sets achieve requirements gathering, but they are quite different in their depth and formality. The software team chooses the task sets that will allow it to achieve the goal of each process activity and software engineering actions and still maintain quality and agility. So this is overall your software process, software frameworks, on whatever the task sets you require to achieve the good product. Thank you.